In this video, you will be shown an easy and effective way to paint the 3D printed references, tombstones and jungle ferns, used to build your scenes. The pieces are printed in resin with a high level of detail. The jungle ferns reference contains different sizes that can be used from 1/24th to 1/72nd scale. It is always advisable to use primer. In this case, light gray matte primer from Titan Hobby was applied. The first example will be painted with an airbrush, using the color NATO green as a base. The whole piece was airbrushed in thin layers. For the first highlight, the color lime green was added to the base color. The tips of the ferns were painted without covering the center. Continue with a second highlight by adding yellow from the atom range to the previous mixture. With each highlight, try to cover a smaller area while leaving the previous color visible. You can see how in only 3 quick steps, volume and chromatic variation have been created. To reinforce the shadows and define the details, slimy grime dark weathering enamel was used. Deposit the product in the center and let it flow through the recessed detail by capillary action. Let it dry for 20 minutes before removing the excess from the tips of the blades with a makeup sponge. Now you will be shown another highly effective painting method used for the pieces included in the set, this time using a brush. After priming, the base color was applied using a No. 2 Marta Kolinsky brush and dark olive green from the atom range. Thanks to the quality and fineness of the atom colors, the paint will self-level without obscuring the finest details of the piece. To add the first highlight and begin to add volume, the color bright green was used. The paint was diluted with water and applied to the tips of the leaves. For the third and final highlight, the color lime green was applied. To obtain the shadows, the same process of emphasizing the recesses with a wash of slimy grime dark was used. Next, you will be shown an easy and fun way to realistically paint the tombstone set, which contains 8 useful pieces in different scales and styles. Painting each type began with a base color and the dry brush technique. After priming in black, you can apply the atom paints both with an airbrush as well as with a brush. For this first step, the color shadow gray was used. The details were highlighted with the highly effective Dio Drybrush color medium gray, while at the same time creating the first highlights. Using the brush Drybrush Technical 6, the excess paint was unloaded on an absorbent paper. Next, the texture was easily highlighted by rubbing the surfaces gently. The more you insist, the greater the contrast with the base color will be. A second level of highlighting was added using Dio Drybrush color light gray. The same process was repeated while insisting more on the upper area. The dirt effects were added with the dark brown wash for green vehicles. The wash was applied in a general way on all the crosses and gravestones. The effect was introduced little by little in all the raised and recessed details. You can insist on certain areas to increase the impression of greater volume. The full range is now available on our website, www.ammo.es. Discover many more videos on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and activate notifications. Thank you for watching.